All right, we started construction on the little fence that's going to go around this. And just laid out the corners, and all I did was I squared off the yard fence there, and then the end fence you see down there. Just laid out my corners and marked them with the post hole diggers, and we're going to do a couple of intermediate posts here in the long run. And I think I'm just going to go across. It's going to be a low fence, probably 36 inches high. So I see no need to put a gate in this or anything like that. Just be able to step over that when we want to get in there and do some stuff. Or really, probably just reach into it from either side and be able to reach the center. And then I just took the tiller and I tilled the strip up and got all the sod off of there. And then we're going to keep the grass from growing in the area where the fence is, and I'm thinking the fence is just going to split the tilled area in half. We're going to mulch that, just make it easy to get by there with the lawnmower, not have to get in between the posts and that sort of thing. So we're going to get started. Kim has her work cut out for her with those post hole diggers right there. I'm doing the brains part of the job. That's 4. And that's 8. Time for a break. I'm bushed. Well, we've had 3 days of rain, and it's not rained for several hours now, and it's just firm enough to get out here. And it's time to get these radishes out of here in earnest. And unless if you think that you got to get down there at the bottom and pick, each individual radish, just to find the biggest ones, I'm going to show you a quick way. Now, I've only been picking just really a couple of minutes. You see one colander full, and then that big enamel dish pan is full. But here's the idea, the way I pick radishes. They're all good at just about any size, and the radish canopy right now is the tallest stuff growing here. You've got a couple of leaves of lettuce here that are going to be up there, but generally what you want to do, just get down to where you can get some stem, and after a rain is really nice, give it a tug and see what you have. You don't have to spend a lot of time out here just picking the biggest or best ones. They're all good. And it's important now to get some of these radish canopy out of the way, so the undergrowth, which is all lettuce and carrots and all that sort of thing, can now do their thing. But you see, it takes very little time to get a good harvest of radishes, and Kim cans these. We'll keep them in the fridge. They keep a long time. We'll eat them sliced up, and I like them sauteed. They're even good that way. But I'm just going to do this in a few spots down the row, and everywhere I look, there's just undergrowth of carrots and the beets. The beets have these real dark blood red stems. You see, they're not high up enough to get grabbed when I go just for the radishes, just like that. And it gets them out of there. They've done their job and they're ready to eat. So we're going to continue. But gardening doesn't have to be hard, tedious work when you do it my way anyway. So on with the job, and I'm going to walk over here real quick. Haven't been able to get in there. I have the tomato plants, and I have all the herbs we're going to plant in there, the basil and the parsley. Going to plant some more fern leaf dill. And the corn is going to go, half of that is going to be corn, and then all that other stuff I mentioned is going to come down here and fill out this center section of the garden. Spinach still doing fine. It is determined to go to seed. We're going to do one more mow down type cutting, get all the leaf off that, and then I'm tilling all that under. And I'm going to let that compost for the remainder of the summer, and then come fall at the end of September, I'm going to plant another broad row of spinach right on there, and that stuff that I till under is going to be food for that new growth. And took my little garden weasel, disturbed this soil so it could start to dry, and I'm just going to broadcast some bush beans. I decided bush beans in this row here, just a wide band of bush beans. We'll get a couple of weeks of picking. They don't produce for a long time, but they do produce a lot when they come in. So we'll get those out of there, and we got our fence put around the asparagus. And it is, as I said, its main purpose is to keep that stuff upright, and if it does want to flop over, well, it won't flop over to where we have to brush by it as we mow. And Kim's down here painting it. She hasn't gotten to the inside yet, and probably just going to wait until the ferns die down. We'll paint it in the spring before the growth comes back, but she's slowly getting it painted. But yeah, I went down 18 inches with each post hole. Never punched through my topsoil layer here. Never got down in the clay. Now at this end, closer to the construction zone of the house, I did start running into some a little bit of clay, but I think that might have been when they were doing some excavation when they built the house here. I don't know. But there at that end, and down there where I set the posts down there, those big red posts, those are sunk 2 feet in the ground and never got through the topsoil down there. This soil just goes deep, deep, deep. But yeah, the asparagus is, I'd say it's well on its way to being a good bed. So that's a little update for right now, and this little batch of sunshine we have had in the middle of several rainy days. Calling for more rain later in the week. There's honeybees, and they're working on the asparagus. Nice to see honeybees out here. I don't know, maybe somebody has a beehive and maybe those are wild. I hope they're wild. It just tells me that they're still hanging on, but if you look close, there are honeybees all in that asparagus right now working it. So we're going to leave them alone, let them do their important job, and get back to picking radishes.